Hey everybody, it's Wendy. Welcome. Today we are going to be making this gorgeous card. Absolutely love how it turned out, and it's super simple to make actually. So the Star of Light stamp set and framelit set are really awesome. They are gorgeous. The images are much bigger inside than they are on the front of the cover. And then you can see the framelits there. They cut out these awesome star shapes. And they're kind of representative of like the North Star is the idea. So I have a piece of Whisper White cardstock here that I have cut at, all of a sudden I don't remember, 4 1/4 by, no, 4 inches by 5 1/4. And I'm using my embossing buddy to cover it with, so embossing buddies have like a powder inside of them, and you want to cover your surface that you're going to emboss on using the embossing buddy because it keeps your embossing powder from sticking all over the place. So now I am just stamping all of my images on here, and it's just very random. I don't really have any particular order that I'm doing this in. I'm just kind of randomly stamping a bunch of the different stars. The stamp set comes with a whole bunch of different star shapes, so it's really versatile. And then I have my white embossing powder that I keep in this little Tupperware Rubbermaid tote thingy. And I'm going to cover some of the images with the embossing powder so that I know where I've stamped, because the Versamark ink is clear, so when you stamp it, you can't really see where you've stamped until you add a little bit of embossing powder. So you probably can't see it here in the video very well at all, but there is embossing powder now covering the top of the images that I've already stamped. So that allows me now to go in with my stamp and add more stars and images, and I'll kind of be able to tell where I did those. Okay, so then I'll add more embossing powder after that, and I'll be able to go ahead and heat set this. While I'm doing that, I wanted to mention that last week I explained that I would no longer have a video on Wednesdays, and that you would have to be subscribed to my email list in order to get videos from me on Wednesdays. I think that some people misunderstood and they subscribed to get my blog post in their email. So the way to subscribe to my email list is to go to my blog, loveandstampin.com, go to the very top of the screen. And at the very top of the screen, there's a place that says, get free tutorials from me. And then you put your name and your email. And you can also do that at the bottom of one of my blog posts. There is a place on my website on the right-hand side that says subscribe to get Wendy's blog post or my blog post in your email. That's different. That is not my email that I send out. That is simply, I do a blog post and then it's going to deliver it right into your email box. So that won't have the Wow Wednesday videos on it. So I just wanted to make sure that everybody knew that. And our first Wow Wednesday video is coming up in 2 days. And it will only be in email. So make sure that you subscribe over on my blog by, again, going to the very top of the screen, clicking up there, and you'll put in your name and your email, and it says get free tutorials from me, and that's where you enter your information. Okay, so I am adding Tempting Turquoise ink, some Marina Mist, and then I'm going to come in with Night of Navy and add even darker spots, but you notice that I'm not covering the whole area. I'm just kind of making the darker spots just in random little places, and it really looks cool once you add the vellum to it, which we're going to do. So you kind of just have this weird blue background here at first, but once you get adding everything, it's really beautiful. Okay, so this is my very favorite star out of the set. It cuts this gorgeous intricate star, which would also, by the way, make a gorgeous ornament. I cut it 3 times using the precision plate. You definitely would want to use the precision plate with your Big Shot when you cut this out. If you don't have a Big Shot or a precision plate and you're curious about how all that works, you can send me an email. But I'm using my fine tip glue pen and I'm adding glue all over the front of this. Now I've already stacked three, I think I did three of them together on the one that's laying down on my work surface. But I just wanted to show you how I do this. I use tweezers and I just keep stacking them. You could make this as thick as you wanted to. If you wanted to stack 10 of them together, you would just have this really thick, almost like a chipboard or cardboard cutout of a snowflake, and it looks really, really cool. I only did 3 or 4 here because I wanted it to have a little bit more stability than just the one, but I didn't want it to be super, super thick. So I'm just putting a clear block on top of it so that it all sits together and gets real nice and sticky. And then I am going to add my card base to my card front to my card base. And I'm using dimensional foam tape, which is my favorite stuff to use when I have done something that's really inky, or it's a large area that needs to be put down. I'm coming in with my terry cloth. This is actually a microfiber cloth. It's not terry cloth, it's microfiber, so there's no lint. And I was just wiping off all those places that were embossed, making sure there was no ink sitting on top of them, because I don't want that ink to transfer to the back of my vellum and then mess up my vellum. So again, I'm going to hold my snowflake with my tweezers here, and I'm going to add my fine tip glue all over the back of this star, and that will allow me to adhere the star to the vellum. The reason I'm adhering the star to the vellum before I'm adhering the vellum to the card is because I'm only going to put adhesive behind the star on the vellum so that you will never see any adhesive peeking through the vellum. It will almost be as if you don't know how the vellum is stuck down because you won't be able to see any adhesive. And that's just a fun trick, little tip trick for you. So I'm adding this, and then of course I need to add my sentiment. And so I have a 3/4 inch piece of Whisper White cardstock here, and I don't know how long it is. I just cut a long piece, and I'm stamping down the sentiment. And I love the sentiment. It's so sweet. It says, now I can't remember what it says. and my video is far away, so I can't see it. It says, Star of Wonder, Star of Night. That's what it is. And then on the inside, I will stamp, and it will say, guide us to thy perfect light. So I thought that was beautiful. Especially if you're a Christian and you believe that Jesus is the light of the world, then you would love this stamp set and sentiments. Very meaningful for Christmas cards. So I'm just adhering this down. You can see I cut a little fishtail in it there for some extra interest. And then I'm just going to use my paper snips and trim away that excess. If you don't have a pair of our Stampin' Up! Paper snips, I highly recommend that you get them. They're only $10 and they work amazing. I just love them. They're one of my favorite scissors I've ever used in my life. So, yeah. Okay, so now you can see I added adhesive to the back of where the sentiment was, and now I'm adding adhesive to the back of where the star is. But I'm being very careful to not go outside the lines of the star when I'm adding with the fine tip glue pen. I'm just going to line this vellum up and put it down, and that's it. My card is stuck down, or my front is stuck down, and it looks really cool because you can't see any of the adhesive anywhere. Now, I cut that vellum to be 3 3/4 by 5 inches, so it's just a little bit smaller than the star piece that I created, so you can see it peeking out around the edge, and I just think that really adds a fun element to this card. Of course, no card with stars would be complete without some gorgeous sequins. So I have these sequins from Craft Medley. You can get them on Amazon. You can pick them up pretty much anywhere. They're just real cheapy sequins, folks. I mean, really. And they come in these packs, and they're super handy. I know a lot of people use the fancy sequins, and I do have some of those, but these work great, and they're really inexpensive. So I don't know. My recommendation is to just have a whole drawer full of sequins, because I do, and why shouldn't you? I mean, that's joy right there. All right, so I'm adding my last little bit of touches here on these with these sequins, and that will finish off my card. And I just absolutely love how this card turned out. The colors are very peaceful and pleasing, and it's very clean and simple on the top, but a lot of little details went into this card, and that's one of my favorite things. So thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see a couple more videos from me, you can click on either of the images that you see here and it'll take you to that video. Or you can click on the little round circle that's my face, and that will subscribe you to my YouTube channel, and I would love that. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my email so you get the Wow Wednesday video. Thanks so much. Hope you have a great day.